Emma Corrigan here, Lead Educational Psychologist on the Operation Encompass Teacher Helpline. I'm going to spend the next few minutes providing some information about the helpline. How as a team we're providing immediate, confidential advice and guidance to staff in schools and early years settings. I'll share examples of how the helpline has been used, key principles that underpin our advice and what schools and settings have fed back to us so far, what they've particularly valued. I'll also share a recovery and resilience planning resource that's relevant when supporting all children and young people, particularly as they return to school from what for many will have been a very unsettling period of lockdown. And we'll be paying additional attention to those that have additional vulnerability and need associated with domestic abuse. So let's focus on what the helpline provides. It's immediate access to a highly skilled team. Now this draws upon the breadth of our multidisciplinary team at Psychology Associates, and it will always include an experienced educational psychologist. Collectively, we're able to use our knowledge, our experience, our training, and this draws upon child development, complex trauma, supporting recovery from adverse childhood experiences and domestic abuse. We've all received specialist training in supporting children that have experienced trauma and working with the adults around them to facilitate support across education, family and community systems. It is those everyday relationships, interactions, experiences that underpin recovery. And our shared values and purpose aligns very closely with that of Operation Encompass. It's about making a meaningful difference, recognising the essential role of education in schools and seeing children as victims of domestic abuse in their own right. The helpline is available Monday to Friday, 8 till 11 AM during term time, and it's accessed for any staff member across any education setting, and this does include early years as well. What I know people are really valuing is that there is no threshold, there's no waiting list, no referral, no paperwork to complete. You get immediate access to someone at the end of the phone. And there's a voice message facility, so you'll get a call back during the next session if you're phoned outside of helpline hours or when demand's particularly high. The helpline is confidential. The caller doesn't have to leave their name, but we do ask the name of the school and their role within the school. It is anonymous in that no child or family information is provided. That enables all safeguarding protocols, responsibilities, all of the existing procedures to remain the responsibility of the school, of the setting. We can give advice, guidance and support to build capacity in those school systems and support those that have a key role with that child or young person's wellbeing and care. We want to be able to support early on, so it's preventative and we can de-escalate need. But we also have lots of calls where needs already incredibly high, with lots of services, agencies, social workers involved. So at whatever stage, we are there to support for all staff that need it. We've received calls from right across the country, and in the majority it's been head teachers and designated safeguarding leads, but we've also been receiving calls from class teachers as well, which has been great. So it really is open to everybody, and it's become clear that people are using the helpline for some really important areas, and it's serving some important functions. Several comments have related to brilliant, I'm through to a real person. Great, I'm not on hold, I'm not filling out forms, I'm speaking to somebody. Brilliant that I'm speaking to an educational psychologist. Can you listen to me? Can you tell me if I've missed anything? Can you give me some ideas? So there's been some listening, some containment around that member of staff's worry, concern and anxiety, and some validation, all through a very supportive, compassionate and understanding lens. But what we know is that then gives capacity to reflect, to be calm, to be clear, to think about problem solving and to use consultation then for further ideas, perhaps to strengthen an approach or come up with some new actions. We've also been able to signpost and create further resources and help people access perhaps other specific domestic abuse resources or agencies. And it's also been an opportunity for us to develop some new resources based on need, based on what people are asking of us. So we've got lots of information available on both the Operation Encompass and Psychology Associates website as well. Some examples of the types of calls we're receiving, some of the common themes. Many calls have related to schools being concerned when they receive Operation Encompass notifications, but the child, the young person, isn't coming into school. So we know it's very important to ensure safety at all times. That kind of trumps everything. And many callers have been very familiar with their key adult training and know not to phone home after an OE notification. But they've been really now concerned that we haven't got contact, we don't know what's going on. So we've been able to explore very much on an individual level, because each situation is different. How can you, in a very supportive, sensitive, constructive way, be bridging and linking with home to offer support? How can you recognise where there's vulnerability and how you can offer support in a way that's not in any shape or form going to increase risk, but is going to offer more safety, security, stability, building on existing, trusting, supportive relationships that can really attune to the emotional needs of the children first and foremost. We've also been exploring collaboration with other agencies, identifying when it is appropriate to go back to the police when more information is needed, when it is appropriate to ensure what's working well at school is bridged into the home. We've had to link with adult mental health, and we've been able to really develop some ideas and suggestions and help access wider resources as well. One of the tools we've developed is a recovery and resilience planning resource. This is applicable for all children, young people across the age range. And what some schools have fed back is that they really like something that is on one page, that can be up on the wall, because they have been kind of inundated with so much in the way of information and guidance that actually have something that consolidates, synthesises, brings key principles together is really, really useful. In terms of those children and young people that have experienced domestic abuse, we really need to focus in on the emotional well-being and the relationships. We need to calm first before anything else, and we need to ensure that every possible step is taken to give them security through key adult relationships, to give them stability, predictability, routine. Their threat response system would have been on overdrive. We need to help soothe and calm. We need to provide opportunities to connect with feelings that could be really distressing and overwhelming, to support emotional regulation. All of these things need to happen before a child's going to be really in a place to engage, attend, focus and learn. So much more information is available on that resource that can be accessed via the websites. So we'll end now by just providing you with some of the feedback we've had from callers so far. And also to say that if you have any questions, any ideas, suggestions, or would like to find out more, please do make contact via the Operation Encompass website, or please do just give us a call on the helpline, and we'd be really happy to hear from you. Thank you.